guys, welcome back to the Advice and Shit podcast. I'm your host, as it is, where I try to keep things as they are, try to keep it real, show real life things that people are going through. And I know it's been a minute. I keep talking about how I'm going to be more consistent, and guess who isn't? Me. I've been very overwhelmed, overstimulated with work. And as I've mentioned before, I'm in a graduate program, getting a doctorate in chemistry. It's really intensive, and I kind of wanted to talk about that today. I'm doing like a mental health-ish kind of day. Taking the day off to relax because I'm kind of at my breaking point. And I wanted to sit and talk to you guys about knowing when you need to take a break, and whenever you do need to take a break, bitch, that's okay. You can take a break. It's fine. Okay? Nobody gonna judge you. So, little story time. I came from a smaller undergrad where I would work my butt off. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in 3 years because I stacked up the credit hours. I very much overworked myself, but I would get validation from other people being like, wow, you're exceeding my expectations. You're doing such a good job. And I am a positive feedback driven person. So I would be like, yeah, I'm not overworked at all. I'm so happy you said that. I'm having such a great time. Now, in graduate school, my mentor is not the kind of person that gives positive feedback. He is old school. He does not do that. And that's been kind of hard to deal with because I have my own things where I'm like, oh, am I good enough to be doing this? Am I, doing enough work? Or I feel like I'm doing way more than other people. Why am I doing this? And if I had someone come and say, oh, well, you're exceeding my expectations, or you're meeting my expectations, that positive feedback that would be fed to me, I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to keep working as hard as I am. It's fine. Because I'd be pushed to continue with that positive feedback. Because I'd be like, yes, people like me. People are happy with me. I'm getting validated by other people because I'm meeting their expectations or I'm exceeding them. This is great. This is amazing. I'll just keep overworking myself. But my current mentor does not do that. He does not do positive feedback. Yesterday, I think I asked him kind of I need positive and negative feedback. And in response, he did not give me positive feedback at all. And that was really crushing for me. I spent the rest of the day, I stayed at work. All of my friends were like, you should go home. That's so upsetting to hear. You asked directly for in the real workforce, there's evaluations you get at the end of the year or every quarter that's here are things that you did well. Here are things you need to improve on. My friends were like, you asked for that and he ignored you. He gave you no positives. And they're like, you should go home. No one would judge you if you went home. But I didn't go home. And I think if they were in my shoes, most of them also wouldn't go home. Because it's when you're talking to a friend, you can validate what they're feeling and they're experiencing. Because you're objectively, yeah, that's fucked up. You know what? That's really upsetting. I can see you're really upset right now. Take a break and go home. Just take the rest of the day for yourself. But yet somehow I can't say that to myself. I can't tell myself, wow, we're really overwhelmed and we're really overworked and we're really tired and we just need to go home. This is not a good day. We haven't taken a single holiday that's been given to us, like Columbus Day or like other days where like places are closed. We came in anyways. We've come in on the weekends when no one else was here. We deserve a break, realistically, because we haven't stopped working. We never took a weekend. We never took our holiday breaks. Stop and relax. But in that moment where I still hadn't got positive feedback, my brain was spiraling, being like, not one positive thing could be said, really? I'm so terrible at everything that I'm doing. I can't get one positive thing to be said. Well, I can't go home. I can't go home because even though to myself, I know I'm working as hard as I possibly can. I'm working more than other people. I deserve to take a break because I've been telling myself that for like a week and a half. I deserve a break. I should take a day off. The lack of positive feedback made me think I was no longer deserving because of someone else's opinion. So, going back into a previous episode about self-validating, we need to validate ourselves because even in that moment where I was upset because my mentor did not give me positive feedback, he's like, is there anything else? And I said I said it very slow because I was like, I don't know if I can say this. I was like, I'm going to work from home tomorrow because I feel really burnt out. And it was kind of drug out like that. I didn't say I'm going to take a day off because I didn't feel like I deserved that anymore. But I was like, I'm gonna work from home because I feel burnt out. It sucks because I really like my job. I like what I do at work. I love my research project. I really do. And I'm just realizing and learning about myself that I have relied on the praise of others and other people, thinking that I'm doing well enough or I'm being smart enough to push me to keep going. Not like, I don't know. Not like I don't want to push myself, but like I needed someone else to also agree, because it doesn't make sense for me to quit and leave my program because I really like my research. And for my career goals, I want to be a professor, an instructor. I want to do my own research. It doesn't make sense for me to then leave. I can't have the career I want if I leave. But I'm so burnt out from not listening to my own body tell me, bitch, you're fucking tired. Stop. Take a minute. Damn. That I want to just completely give up. I want to completely abandon all hope. Ye who enter here, don't come here where there's no hope and everything's lost. We need to just quit, go hide in a ball, go hide in a cave where no one will ever see us ever again because we have so much shame And the fact that we quit because we just couldn't handle it anymore, because we are just so tired. And instead of listening to my own body about taking a break and just being like, and not asking for a break, right? Because in the regular workforce, they're your days off. You tell people, these are my days off, I won't be in. You don't ask, oh, can I use these days off now? No, you tell them when you're taking your days off. In the real workforce, I'm not in the real workforce, I'm still in the school system. Everyone deserves a break. And your body will tell you when you are pushing yourself to your limit. Like, if I'm a gas tank, okay, I shouldn't be giving my whole gas tank at work. Like, I shouldn't leave work on empty because I still have the rest of the day. Like, I have the night where I have to cook dinner. I gotta, pick out workout clothes for the next day. Gotta pick up my outfit for the next day. I gotta, make lunch for the next day. There's responsibilities I have at home, or like cleaning when I get home. The last thing I want to do when I get home from work, and it's because I come home on E, I don't want to cook. I don't want to do dishes. But guess what? Somebody has to do them. I can't just fuck off, forget, eat chicken nuggets that I microwave for the rest of my life and not do any dishes ever, because I give all of my energy to my workplace and then come home on E. I can't do that because it turned into, I wake up, I go to work, I spend 10 plus hours at work. I don't take a real lunch break. I'm sitting at my desk eating snacky things in between, the 5 minutes I have to take a seat. That's my lunch. I'm not taking a real break. Which is so sad when I think about it. Because if I think about it like this was my friend, I'd be like, bitch, take a real lunch break. Sit down, watch something relaxing, fuck the man, take his money, take a real lunch break. But when it comes to myself, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to compromise. Is it because I don't think I'm deserving of a lunch break? Do I not see myself... do I not see myself worth deserving of taking a break? When I know for a fact that I'm working more than other people. I'm there longer hours than other people. Also, what I do in research is more hands-on and time-consuming than other people. So even while we're there at the same time, my stuff involves me doing more than them. They take breaks. Why do I think that I'm not deserving of a break? It's the craziest thing. And I don't understand, I understand that I'm seeking outside validation. And that's why I don't validate myself when I'm tired and I want to take a break. Because I'm not having someone tell me, oh, you're overworking yourself, you should take a break. It's like I need someone to do that for me. And so I just would encourage you to be like your own best friend and tell you that. Because you should not give all you have to your work. You're not, girl, I'm not paid enough. But in general, nobody's paid enough to go from full to empty in your work environment. No. You should get like half. You know? Half of your tank to work. And that makes sense because 24 hours in a day, right? 8 hours of those you're asleep. That's not affecting your gas tank. You're probably at work for another 8 hours. And then there's another 8 hours that you're at home doing things that are not work related. So if we exclude the 8 hours that, you're asleep, that's not going to affect your fuel tank, you have 16 hours. Half of those are at work. So half of your gas tank of energy and motivation should go to work, not the whole thing. Because what are you going to do with those extra 8 hours that you're at home and you're exhausted and your gas tank's empty? You're not going to be doing anything fun. You're not going to have time for a hobby. You're not going to have time to hang out with friends because you're exhausted. And it's so strange to think about. It's taken me to be 23 years old to realize this. The whole work hard, grind culture that we see is going to kill us. It's going to kill us. Because I literally was working myself so much past E. I was like negative half a tank that I was giving myself back pain. And I didn't realize that stress can give you back pain. I also didn't realize that stress is a form of anxiety. Didn't know that. Because growing up, I've felt stressed my whole life. I've always been an overworker, an overachiever. When I was in middle school, I would stress myself out. I had back pain then. I was like 10, not 10. Was I 10? I was like 10 to 12. I had back pain from stress. And it's like, what 12-year-old has back pain? What the hell? I didn't know that was a form of anxiety. And I don't think, maybe this is me being ignorant and not knowing, but I feel like no one associates stress with anxiety. Like, there are stressors in your environment that can stress you out or make you anxious, right? I think stress is a form of anxiety, and that's normally get your adrenaline up. That's like a normal response. Like, there are some stressors, little stressors, that make you have that anxiety reaction so you can focus and do the things you need to do. Chronic stress, that's not something you're supposed to have. Girl, I didn't know that. I was talking to my therapist about this. I'm like, yeah, I have back pain. I'm so stressed out all the time. And she was like, you're getting back pain from your stress. And I was like, yeah, that's not new. I've done that before. I've grown up with that. When I'm at my super stressed point, I'm always stressed, but when I'm at my super stressed point, I get back pain. She was like, bitch, that's a form of anxiety. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Chronic stress is not normal. You shouldn't be chronically stressed all the time. It's not normal. It's a form of anxiety. No, I didn't know that. Now I'm like, oh shit, that seems so obvious. How did I not know? But I think especially when you're going through it, you're like, damn, I had no idea. And, my parents worked their asses off, that whole work grind culture, to get where they are in life. Came from nothing, living in a, good house. They have money. They can go travel and do fun things because that's what they want to spend their money on, right? But they work their ass to get there. Debt-free, good for them, an inspiration to me now, but an inspiration to me as a kid. So I was like, this work, grind, culture, I'm gonna do that. And like, my dad's had 3 jobs, almost always, my whole life growing up. Now he's at 2. And oh my gosh, you should have seen him during COVID. He grew a garden. He built a bunch of shit. He redid our driveway. The man does not sit. If he has free time, he's gonna find a hobby. He's gonna find something to do. I'm the same way, and I thought, yeah, that's the work grind culture. We don't know how to relax, and that's fine. And then I asked him this past year when I was like feeling the worst. I'm like, do you ever just like get home and you just like crash because you're so tired? He was like, no. I'm like, you don't sit down and just like crash on the couch because you're just like so tired. He was like, no, you're overworking yourself if you're doing that. And I'm like, bitch, I thought that's what you were doing. I was trying to copy you. I didn't know that you actually take a break. From my point of view, it looks like you never do. And I was just copying you. Thanks a lot. You never mentioned you took breaks. You never mentioned that you just relax. The hell. So now, by trying to copy my dad, I don't know how to relax. Actually, kind of had a breakdown. This was a couple months ago. Where like I tried everything to relax. I took a bath, with like candles and like some wine, and like had like my phone up to watch some funny videos on YouTube. Like this is when I had the back pain. And I was like, I just need to relax. I just need to calm down and relax. But I can't. And this isn't working. This fucking Bath and Beyond, not Bath and Beyond, Bath and Body Works. This fucking Bath and Body Works candle is not helping. Oh my god. I'm at another video on my YouTube channel. I talk about this story a little bit, and I think I said Bath and Beyond candle. It's a Bath and Body Works candle. I don't shop at either. I just get random gifts from people who are like, I don't know you, here's a candle. And I'm like, it's from one of these 2 stores. I don't know. But I kind of like lost my mind a little bit. I was just like, we're gonna lay on the floor in despair and cry, and we're gonna hide under this weighted blanket because we don't know how to relax, and this feels somewhat relaxing under this weighted blanket. It was not a good place to be. I don't recommend that. It's not good. I'm laughing now because I'm like, haha, that was so terrible. That was a terrible time. But it was recent. So I'm not that far removed from it. Like, I probably could be back on the floor under a weighted blanket, tomorrow if something happened. But I think we don't practice rest enough. And I think the absent-mindedness of, let me sit on the couch, crashed out, watching mindless, boring TV, I don't think that's a good form of resting, because I've been trying that with my mental health day today. I've been trying that all morning, and I'm just like, I mean, these are kind of funny. I watch some Reddit stories. It's funny. But I'm like, I don't feel rested from this. I think this is going to sound crazy. Maybe conspiracy theorist. But I think maybe like sitting and reading a book, or sitting with a cup of coffee or tea. I'm really into tea right now. And just like outside in nature, just in your own thoughts, or even like not even with thoughts, just kind of like with your mind clear, just looking around. I think that's real rest. I think when you don't have another thing flooding your brain with information and it's just you chilling, I think that's real rest. Honestly, because last weekend I'm in a book club. I'm so far behind. We're meeting next week. Your bitch isn't even halfway through. And it's a long book. I'm screwed. But went to a coffee shop and I just sat and I read, and hell, I felt relaxed. Doing a hobby thing. Doing something I can see with my hands that are going somewhere. Like, I guess reading a book, you can see the pages turning, how you're moving further into the story of the book. Or like doing a craft like knitting, crocheting, painting, something that you're creating with your own hands. I think that's a form of rest. So I gave my dad crap earlier for him, he's like, oh, I have this time, I'm going to go gardening. I'm going to go redo the driveway. I'm going to go build this thing. I was like, man, this man never rests. He never sits down. But I can see how that is a form of rest, because you're seeing yourself, you're growing your inner self by watching you create something. That's relaxing. I relax. My version of ASMR, because I know people liked ASMR because it's like the sounds. I don't know if that was a relaxing sound or not, but the sounds that are relaxing, ASMR. My version of ASMR is listening to murder podcasts. Crime Junkie for life. Bailey Sarian on YouTube. She's so funny. I could lay down on my couch right now at noon, fall asleep. So Forensic Files, forget about it. I'm out cold. I'm taking a nap. That's relaxing for me. I don't know why. Haven't dived into it yet. Maybe I should dive into that. I don't really know why that's relaxing. I think I'm always, girl, ever since I was little, my mom would talk about stranger danger. Did you hear about that girl with the guy who moved the screen on her window, then broke in and kidnapped her, and they didn't see her, and blah, blah, blah. My mom would tell me this stuff. And then, to no surprise, I couldn't sleep at night because I would think I was going to get kidnapped. And I would tell my sister this. I'm like, we're going to get taken. What are we going to do? And she's like, we're on the second story. Who's going to get a ladder to steal a kid? And that's when I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Reassuring. I live on the low-level floor in my apartment. My first apartment, low-level floor. Main floor, right next to the road. Second apartment, I'm the floor. I'm on the ground. I'm like, there's no ladder needed to kidnap me or murder me now. I could be taken. And so maybe that's hearing about other murders is relaxing in my head, because I'm like, I'm going to learn from all the mistakes of these dead people about knowing how they died, and this is relaxing because, I'm gonna protect myself. Like one of those, it was 2020, girl, I love some 2020. Like stabbed my face, I stabbed my nose with my hand. That was crazy. Not me stabbing my face. What was I talking about? The ADHD's kicking in, I don't remember. 2020. There we go. It was this one that was saying like, people got murdered because this person was going jingle jangle jingle jangle, he would go mess with door handles, doorknobs, see if they were unlocked. And if they were unlocked, he would go kill people. He would go kill them because their door's unlocked. And I'm like, idiots! Who doesn't lock their door? My mom, growing up, always locked the door. I always lock the door. I will go into my friends' houses. As I'm closing the door, I lock them in their own house. Which I didn't know was weird until I met my friend. Here, I went into her apartment, I closed the door, locked it, and she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I closed the door. She's like, why did you lock it? And I was like, murderers, don't you lock your door? She was like, no. And I'm like, girl, are you trying to get murdered? He's gonna open your door and just come in. She's like, it's the middle of the day. I'm like, murders can happen at any time. You need to lock your door at all times. You be vigilant. She's like, you sound like my mom. And I'm like, maybe you should lock your door. God, that was so funny. When she did that, she was like, why are you locking the door? Why are you locking me in my own apartment? And I'm like, someone could murder us. Anyways, back to relaxing. The main point of the story, damn, not murder. Find something that is relaxing for you, even if it's weird. Apparently mine's murder. It's just relaxing to hear about these murder stories. Not just learning from their mistakes, but also like, oh, they finally caught the guy. Good. Vengeance. Or I hear the story where the victim has like DNA under the fingernails. I'm like, they were thinking, I'm gonna get you caught, bitch. I'm gonna scratch your face. Good tip for, in case something happened. Like, that's the shit that goes on in my brain. Anyways, that's relaxing to me. May not always be relaxing to everybody else. My husband hates it. He does not want to watch murder with me, but sometimes when I am my saddest, he'll be like, do you want to watch 2020 together? And I'm like, yes. He's great. But yeah, like, I think finding something that's relaxing. When I was in high school, I would do that. Like, every Saturday, I'd be like, okay, because I'd be home alone. And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna put on, like, trash TV, sit on the floor with a face mask, paint my nails, try to do something relaxing. And it kind of helped me. I should have been in therapy. But it did help in the making my stress and depression just manageable. Not go away, but like a little more manageable, because it's like, well, I can look forward to Saturday where I'm going to put a face mask on, watch trash TV, and paint my nails. Which is sad. But having something to look forward to every day. And like every day you need to be doing your pies. I don't remember if I talked about this in the last podcast episode, whenever that was, about your pies. Your physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual. You should be doing something for your pies every single day. And I know, you'd be like, bitch, I don't got time. You make time for the things you find important. You found the time to listen to this hoe on this podcast. So, thank you. Hopefully this was good for your intellectual. Maybe even your emotional. I don't know. But yeah, do something for your pies that's really important. I noticed that when I was doing that, I actually was feeling better. And I was feeling more like myself. And I felt like I had a better grasp on everything and things were less overwhelming. Because by doing something physical and intellectual and emotional and spiritual, those 4 things throughout the day that aren't related to my work, I can put 8 hours towards those 4 categories and, take half my gas tank, put it towards that, and I feel less overwhelmed, less hopeless with how work is going, because I have something outside of work that I'm doing. It's not like I wake up, go to work, use all my gas, go home, go to bed, which is what I've been doing lately, which I do not recommend. But I had something that I looked forward to, something that made me happy. And even though it wasn't relaxing, like I'm sitting here meditating, which your spiritual may be meditation, I did something that I found joy in and was therefore relaxing for me. And so I'll leave you on that note today to please go find your pies out there. Do something relaxing, do something you enjoy to bring you up physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. Do something beneficial for you. You have worked enough to deserve a break. Every single day, you deserve a break. You deserve that whole lunch break. You deserve to do things that benefit you. You don't need validation from other people. You need to just believe that you yourself, in the basic human needs and rights, deserve a break. And that's it. Do things that benefit you. Don't let yourself get pushed to the point with no break and seeking validation from others to the point where you're like, I can't see any way out except to quit. That's where I'm at. And I realize I'm like, you know what I could do instead of throwing everything to the wind, giving up entirely and quitting, is taking a break, letting myself relax, and then go back to work. And already with this one day of relaxing, I feel better. So I hope this was beneficial for you. I hope this was inspirational. Maybe you'll take a break and do something good for yourself. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week because I'm going to try to be more consistent. Okay.